October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Many organizations here in Central Illinois provide support to those in need. Yesterday, we reported organizations in Springfield are working to make sure people know the signs of abuse. Sojourn Shelter and Services also wants people to know how and where to get resources for help. One of Sojourn's directors told News Channel 20, collectively, survivors have spent almost 8,000 nights at its shelter. Organizations say supportive housing and shelter space is still a big need for victims across the state. News Channel 20's Monique Davis joins us now in the studio to see the solution, what it could be here right in Central Illinois. Monique?
That's right. In 2024, Central Illinois led the entire state with providing on-site shelter and housing for people in need. Domestic violence organizations across Central Illinois helped more than 2,000 people who were searching for a place to stay. Although this is a step in the right direction, Central Illinois domestic violence shelters still had to turn away more than 1,300 people. Shelby Hoffman-Binder with the network and Illinois Domestic Violence Awareness Center says there will always be a need for more resources.
Seen a really dramatic increase in the number of people calling to ask about shelter, sometimes calling repeatedly because they can't get in. That really lines up pretty cleanly with the number of days that we've seen without shelter beds available in different regions of the state.
Behind Cook County, Central Illinois served as the second highest communities where survivors were reaching out to providers for help. That number amounted to more than 12,000 people in Central Illinois alone. Across the state, there were more than 50,000 cases for domestic violence services in 2024. Reporting in studio, I'm Monique Davis. Back to you.
Thanks, Monique. Coming up at 6, we take a deeper look of how survivors were affected across the state. Now to a safety alert. Illinois domestic violence calls are on the rise. People from 96 of Illinois' 102 counties called the state's hotlines for help. News Channel 20's Monique Davis is in the studio to break down those numbers for us. Monique?
That's right. In 2024, the Illinois Domestic Violence Hotline received so many calls for help that they actually had to turn some away. In 2024, the Illinois Domestic Violence Hotline received 59,704 calls. That's a 26% increase from the previous year. According to the network, an advocacy organization in Illinois, this is also a 140% increase from before the pandemic.
Perhaps the biggest driver of that growth in contacts is sort of the shelter crisis that we've been seeing across the state that was certainly amplified by the pandemic.
Of the 59,000 calls, almost 19,000 were requests for shelter, and more than 2,000 were for transitional and affordable housing across the state. The network says these are record-breaking numbers that have led to survivors being turned away for help.
It's really, really devastating to call for help and be told we actually don't have room.
83% of the callers were women, 16% were males, and less than 1% were transgender. 71% of domestic violence clients were parents, and more than 50% were people of color. The hotline also provided hotel stays for more than 1,200 and covered nearly $800,000 in housing costs, which is nearly 10 times the amount spent from the previous year. Reporting in studio, I'm Monique Davis. Back to you.
Thanks, Monique. In 2024, Central Illinois led the entire state with providing on-site shelter and housing for people in need throughout the entire year. Well, yesterday we reported organizations in Springfield are working to make sure people know the signs of abuse. Sojourn Shelter and Services wants people to know how and where to get resources for help. One of Sojourn's directors tells News Channel 20, collectively, survivors have spent almost 8,000 nights at their shelter. Thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch more videos from News Channel 20.